How to attract the ideal wife? Well, naturally, I'm a man, I'm saying that. But if you were a woman, like Meredith is, she would change the wording to say, how to attract the ideal husband. Now listen to the words that you are affirming. You're thinking and creating as you say these words. You are creating your words that you are speaking are affecting physical matter. Words are energy. Thought energy is moving out into the universe. And that thinking and creating, you are attracting a physical person who's behind the veil, who's waiting for you. You're going to move them from behind the veil into your physical reality. Yes, affirm as follows: I now attract the right woman who is in complete accord with me. Sounds like that's lined up with the selection process to me. Yes, this is a spiritual union because it is divine love functioning through the personality of someone with whom I blend perfectly. I know I can give to this woman love, light, peace, and joy. I feel and believe I can make this woman's life full, complete, and wonderful. I now decree that she possesses the following qualities and attributes: she's spiritual, loyal, faithful, and true. She is harmonious, peaceful, and happy. We are irresistibly attracted to each other. Only that which belongs to love, truth, and beauty can enter my experience. I accept my ideal companion now. As you think quietly and with interest on the qualities and attributes which you admire in the companion you seek, you will build the mental equivalent into your mentality. Then the deeper currents of your subconscious mind will bring both of you together in divine order. Wow, amazing. Yes. And you can see throughout this affirmation, all of the four steps are being exercised throughout this entire affirmation that you're going to make twice per day. Once in the morning when you are waking out of bed, and once before you go to bed at night. You are affirming, you're speaking it into existence. You are thinking and creating and attracting. What's your take on this? Any comments from my guests?
I would just have to say I'm really drawn to everything that this statement possesses, and it's something that I'm gonna write down after this live and post on my mirror. Something that I can see every day. I really like how it's an all encompassing statement, and I think we've said a lot of words on the call, and for people that are tuning in that are newer to the rhetoric of what's an affirmation, what's meditation, and different things. I think like breaking it down on a fundamental level. And affirmation, you talked about words being energy and currents that we speak truth into our lives. And affirmation is a statement of truth that you're essentially putting into fruition. And so I think in terms of finding a soulmate and what we want to be true in our lives is taking that first step of what do you want, and maybe you don't believe it right now, but repetition and practice everything that you would if you were learning an instrument or whatever area in your life that we don't look at outside of a relationship. Everything takes practice, and you don't immediately gravitate to it, but it's those daily efforts that it starts to become more true in your life. And so I really like this, in that you found a way to incorporate all the four steps, but also in a statement that daily putting the time in to read this and always going back to it, whether it be you're washing your hands and you see it on the mirror and different things.
Yeah.
Um, eventually, the different qualities, and maybe it's other qualities you want to replace this with. Um, over time you won't need the card anymore. It'll just kind of be like song lyrics that you know, and it's becoming more true to your life, and it's
Mhm.
becoming more tangible to receive. So I really like this, and I also wanted to go back when we were talking about meditation, because again, for people that are tuning in, that I'm definitely newer to meditation. I'm a big affirmation person, but it's really hard for me to find a quiet place and just shut off everything and really just tune into consciousness. And so what I wanted to pose a question, but also share kind of what meditation looks like for me in the earlier stages
Mhm.
of practicing this, because it's not gonna look like meditation is not gonna look the same for everyone. And I want to say that because that's important, because I think like anything, we can be turned off to something if we feel like we're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
And I think in the earlier stages of meditation, and meditation and visualization go hand in hand, of just dedicating that time in the morning to
Mhm.
block out everything. And I think for me, at least, thinking about dating and who I want to attract, it can be as simple as I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking about the conversations I would want to have with someone, because now I'm
Yes.
kind of manifesting my value system. So for example, faith is really important to me. And I think in this day and age, we can feel uncomfortable trying to talk about spirituality and different things. So you're manifesting, and you're taking your quiet meditation time to just think about what would a healthy conversation look like with someone who has the same values as me, or maybe you struggle with confidence. So visualizing yourself in a social setting and someone approaches you, becoming more comfortable and confident in the fact that I desire this relationship and it's attainable, and I'm seeing myself in a dating atmosphere. Or maybe it's we talked about physical qualities, because it's okay that you might have a height preference, or I think culturally you might want certain cultural elements that you would want to date someone, because you
Mhm.
can share that with. I don't think there's any shame in that. So just seeing yourself with someone that you're attracted to, I think those are important. I wanted to highlight those because we're using a lot of these words, and people like myself might be newer to these concepts. And so you might hear, oh, you need to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and meditate. And then you're like, I don't even know what that is. And so finding ways to think about what's practical, or honestly just what do you feel like is missing in your life, but you'd like to see come to truth. I think those are very easy ways where starting off maybe 5 minutes in the morning, it'll become very easy to ease into that hour, because it's um it's becoming more natural, and it's something that you're trying to manifest true in your own life.
Very good. What's your take, Des?
I mean, it's almost like Meredith was synced with my thoughts
Very in
um,
tune, yeah.
completely. Very very in tune. I don't really have much to say outside of outside of piggybacking off what she was saying. It's scary how it was just everything coincides with what I thought, because everything is here, and I believe that when you see uh, affirmations like this that's written from someone, it's almost a true testament of what consciousness can be a byproduct of helping serve someone else. This is here to help serve people, and this is a byproduct of what consciousness and what these steps could do for you. If you do sit and meditate, you'll be able to come up with these types of affirmations to help serve other people, and in turn that becomes kind of a um, a chain link to help serve others. I'd also say going away from the meditation piece and affirmation, like Meredith said, it's very true. The visualization standpoint on things too. I know a lot of people aren't big on affirmations. For me, I wasn't really big on affirmations. Um, Actually, going through affirmations. So, what I would do is, you could basically say these affirmations and record yourself saying these and just listen to them. You know, tailor these things to where it works for you, right? It's just like going to a class, right? Everyone goes to the class, but there might be certain tweaks and things that you take to be able to retain the information or to be able to understand to prepare for the test that's upcoming, right? Everyone has their methods, right? Even if you have a study group, everyone still has their little quirks of how they highlight things, how they tailor things for themselves. So this information isn't just you have to do it this way. This is just a rubric for you to do these things, but tailored to your way to where it's going to be applicable and that it'll be effective for you. The meditation piece, I want to just kind of finish off with that. One thing that I did to kind of help me be consistent, starting off, because I call it the training wheel concept, and that's in every area of life. Like when you were riding a bike, you thought you didn't need the training wheels until you had to make a turn or a zero turn or come up off of the driveway and you fell, right? So you're like, well, someone said you probably need the training wheels until you figure out how to make a turn without braking or whatever the case may be. And I use that analogy to say guided meditations. Find a really good guided meditation. Find YouTube has a lot of different things where they have a background music to just get you focused and get you there and help combat just the noise that happens sometimes with meditation too, because you're going to experience that. And don't let that deter you. It happens to us all because you're coming out of one programming and you're going into a totally different concept of things. You're changing yourself, right? And sometimes it's growing pains. So with meditation, you might get in there and you're okay, now I can do it for 20 minutes, but man, my mind wasn't clear. Throw the training wheels back on, right? And say, okay, let me throw this guided meditation on. I've tried that and it really helps me stay focused. I just listen to the music and then it gets me back in that state, as opposed to me just kind of being out in the wild with that morning and I'm fighting these thoughts. I'm fighting resistance. And I didn't have a beneficial work session for that 30 minutes or that time. So find resources and find things to help tailor this information to where it works for you, because we're all different. I really believe that if you do that, you can stick with it, because the main thing is consistency and having faith with this stuff. And you don't have to believe right now, but you have to believe in the concept of it, right? You don't have to believe in it all because it's so new. You have to believe in the concept of it. If it's just like a child, when a child says, when your mom says, hey, don't go that way, you don't believe in the repercussions of going that way. You don't know what danger lies that way. You believe in the concept of your mom saying don't go that way. And so when you're with friends, you're like, hey, let's go this way. Dude, my mom said I can't go that way. I just don't go that way. I don't know what's over there, but I just don't go that way. And that's the same thing with this. You're operating as a child, getting into these things, and just give yourself that grace and just believe in the concept of I want to do better. And we all kind of figure out, like, if you listen to this live stream, we all kind of figured out, like, I want to do better. I want to get into this. So what do I do? This is this. So you take this and say, okay, how bad do I want this? Okay. I'll do anything to make this work. Like, I'll do anything to make this work, right? I'll be as resilient as possible. And so that's just what I'm saying, is we're all in this to do this. And we all have our ups and downs with this stuff, but this is the resource, right? So you take this resource and just stick with it. Just be consistent, because that's the main thing, is to be consistent. And then the next thing you know, your life changes. So
Excellent points from both of our guests. All right, this is concluding our live stream. It's been fantastic. And I want to say this: when we meditate, we're listening to God. When we pray, we're talking to God. Yes. That's why meditation, again, is your superpower. That is the whole totality of this whole process. Meditation. You're listening to God. It's been great. We've enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time on another live stream. Goodbye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.